Chairman. I appreciate this very much and the opportunity to have you all before us. This has been really quite a week here in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Ms. McCullen, I would like to come to you first. I am so happy that you are with us today, and I appreciated your comments. I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I like how you talked about walking with women as they transition from their pregnancies to that motherhood and realizing the need to continue to support women after they have those babies and to support them as they go through this entire process. Likewise, I know that you do some good work to support post-abortive women.
Yes, I do.
Who just they grieve. And acquaintances that I know that have been through that process, there is a grief that is just many times hard to bear.
It's true.
So appreciate your work, and I know you have a card that you give to women.
I do.
Talk to me just a little bit about that, very quickly.
Sure. Well, I have an extra one here, too. And when I'm walking and a young mother comes up to me, as I said earlier, I say, "Good morning. I'm Eleanor. How can I help you?" And I give them the card at the same time. The card has hope, help, and love, and my telephone number. I'm not afraid to give that out. It has my website. And then on the back, a person's a person, no matter how small.
I love that.
So I just give that out. It just shows that I'm trying not to be a stranger. And in just a few moments, Senator, I'm building up trust. And at least they have a name and a number, and I'm not just out there for no reason. I have a purpose.
I appreciate that. Let me ask you this. How did it make you feel in Judge Jackson's brief when she referred to pro-life women as hostile, noisy crowd of in-your-face protesters?
Well, as I said, it made me very sad, extremely sad. And that's not the case at all. In fact, if someone is doing those things, harassing or yelling, the sidewalk is not a place for anger. It's not a place for judgment. Anyone that comes to be a sidewalk counselor should be compassionate, not judgmental, and helpful and kind. So we have workshops. I run the workshops. If a new person
let me move on just a minute, but thank you for that work. Ms. Mascott, may I come to you, please?
Yes.
I closed out last night with Judge Jackson, reading back to her some of her opening statement. Now, everyone up here, as I've listened to you all, the ABA, their witnesses that were with us earlier, you talk about preserving our form of government. You talk about preserving equal access, equal justice. And there was a comment in Judge Jackson's opening that I read back to her because she left out something very important. I'm going to read this to you, and I'd like your comment. I've been a judge for nearly a decade now, and I take that responsibility and my duty to be independent very seriously. I decide cases from a neutral posture. I evaluate the facts, and I interpret and apply the law to the facts of the case before me without fear or favor, consistent with my judicial oath. And I told her there was a word missing from that I thought deserved more attention. And that was, it should have been there that it should be consistent with the Constitution, because that should be where a justice goes first. Is that not correct?
That is correct, Senator, and I think largely because the Constitution, of course, gives the federal government only limited enumerated powers. And so to be able to have a context for interpreting relevant statutory text, one first needs to think about whether Congress, the federal government, is authorized to take the action in the first place and where the text then falls within the constitutional structure and the judge's role in interpreting it.
And, we had a very difficult time, never got her to nail down her judicial authority. her judicial philosophy. That concerned us. There's another thing I want to ask you about. This is where she talked about CRT in sentencing. This was from a 2015 speech. And I felt like this was really inappropriate. I also try to convince my students that sentencing is just plain interesting on an intellectual level, in part because it melds together myriad types of law. Criminal law, of course, but also administrative law, constitutional law, critical race theory. Is critical race theory a type of law, Ms. Mascott?
Well, Senator Blackburn, I teach a number of courses at Scalia Law School, and none involve critical race theory, so I would not be the best expert on that. As far as sentencing, though, I think, again, in that area as in all, it's important to focus on the text of law, and of course, Congress at the federal level would have the largest role in terms of establishing the range of appropriate sentences for a crime, and so folks applying that, of course, always would be looking to the text of the laws put into place by Congress. Congress has, over the years, given a lot of discretion, but could narrow it if it decided that judges were not applying the rule properly.